Greetings from Florida. We're going to work today on replacing a gear inside a Hyundai or a Kia. This is more specific to the Optima, the Tucson, and I want to say this, oh maybe it's the Kia Hyundai Sonata. If you need help getting the door panels off, this is not the video to watch. I mean, I'm showing you how to get this one off, but you can go to any of my other videos. I've got tons of videos on YouTube showing specifically how to take off the Optima, the Tucson, the Santa Fe, the Sonata. So just look up my other videos for that. What we're going to show you here is how to change the gear inside the regulator. If you're lucky, it'll take about 10 minutes. Well, it took me 10 minutes. It might take you a little bit more. If not, there's another way to do this. I'm going to put the link in the video on the upper right corner. Look for that information side, and you can go ahead and see the other video of how to go ahead and put it on as well. But this one worked out pretty well. This one wasn't a big deal. And normally I do these at double speed, but this is only 9 minutes. It didn't take long, so I wanted to talk it through. Yeah, taking off the speaker, Phillips screws. Sometimes they're 8mm, depending on what kind of screws are on there. It's been a common Hyundai and Kia problem with these gears strip out. And I have them on my website, upanddownmainstreet.com. Why don't you go there, upanddownmainstreet.com, buy them there for me. I'll send them out right away. You'll have it in a couple days. You can definitely do this yourself. You don't necessarily need to replace the regulator. If you hear a crunching, grinding sound, that might be a regulator. But for the most part, that's not the case. I'm moving the camera around a little bit just to get a better angle on the gear. Next, we're going to take off, all right, enough. Next, we're going to take off the window motor. Seven millimeter, I guess they're bolts. 7mm bolts hold the motor to the regulator. Bosch, B-O-S-C-H, Bosch tools. I've had really good luck with them. I'm not getting paid for that. I use their screwdrivers and the drills. Be careful, you don't want to pull out the gear yet, so clean off the motor a little bit, and you're going to clean off the cables too. So next up, let's pull out the gear. Oh, and let's put a suction cup on the glass. You want the glass down about 4 or 5 inches. Makes it a little bit easier. And if the cable comes off the top wheel that's on the other side of that regulator, you will need to take it out to do this and do it the hard way. And the front ones, that's easier to mess up. On the back ones, it is only one string, one strand. It doesn't cross over like the front ones. And as a result, it's not quite as difficult. So you just keep some tension on the cables. So you're going to go ahead and see which cable goes to the bottom and which one goes to the top. And that's a little bit important. So pay attention. Unspool them. Keep track of which one goes where. When you put the new gear on, it's going to make it easier. And then let's get a cloth and wipe down those, I'm using a little WD-40. Wipe down those two cables as best you can. Get all that broken plastic off of them. Again, if you need these, upanddownmainstreet.com. If this was beneficial for you, do me a favor, like the video. If you want to see other videos like this, you can go ahead and even subscribe to my channel, but I'm not sure how many cars you own. All my videos are just window regulators, that kind of thing. And taking off the regulator is a lot more work. Because you gotta, in the case of the Tucson and the Hyundai Sonata, you have to take off the latch and the outside handle. In the case of the Optima, you don't. The Optima is a little bit easier, but they still suck. So we're going to wrap it. You need about 2 wraps on each side. So you want to go around it twice from the top one and twice from the bottom one. And you'll need a pair of vice grips, and you'll need something to put through the hole of the gear. I used an extension from my socket set, but you might have something else. And you'll see why in a second. And the first time I did this, I think I got it backwards. So you're going to see it done both ways. grab your vice grips, and you're going to twist it around. And this is the tough part too. You got to twist it and keep the cables on the spool. And when you do, take a look. You want the cables to cross over each other, and it's important that the cable that goes from the back is under the other cable, or else they're going to crunch and grind. So here's where I take my extension, lining it up, using a little bit of strength, getting it in. Putting the motor back on. Well, maybe I got this one right the first time. I might have. Let's put our 7mm back on. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask them right here on YouTube. I'll be glad to get to them within a day. If you're in Tampa Bay or Minnesota, give me a call. I'll come over and do it for you. And then we can take the suction cup off the glass. And now I think I'm going to test it out. I also want to lubricate the regulator. So I'm going to go turn the key on, which is a push button. Then I'm going to grab the door panel, plug it in, try a little bit. If you hear any crunching grinding, you've got the cables crossed. You need to go ahead and take that gear out and turn it around the other way. And then a little bit, oh, by the way, on the top, the up and down vertical channels, a little bit of power lube on that too. That's important. Do that every 3 or 4 months, all your windows, all your cars. Don't soak it. Just give it a quick spray. It's all you need. They dry out from the heat, and the run channels dry out and cause the glass to grab. So a little dab will do you. So I lubricated everything up. It's all working great. Saved her a fortune because to change the regulator on these can be $550. And these gears are not that expensive. And they didn't make them until about 6 months ago. They started coming on the market. So that's what I've been doing now. Doesn't apply to every Hyundai and Kia, but there's enough of them that it does. And we're going to put everything back together. I'm going to let you watch the rest of this in peace. I appreciate you watching. Again, like the video if this is beneficial. And you can subscribe to my channel if you want to see other videos about window regulators and motors and such. Thanks again. Take care.